Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 204. 204. And I'm joined this evening by my co-host, Arne Burgess. Good evening, Arne. How are you doing?
How's it going, Matt? I'm doing very, very well. Very, very well. I think you meant to say the better-looking version of Morgan. So, yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. I mean, let's just address the elephant in the room. Morgan isn't joining us today. He's being lazy, and he's not able to. He said, "Nah, don't fancy it now." Honestly, he's doing some very important disc golf work, which he didn't want it to overrun and it to cause a kerfuffle. So Arne very graciously stepped in. And has agreed to help us out tonight. So that's great. On tonight's show, we're going to go through hot scores. You've got something to talk to us about Pro Worlds. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah,
we've also got an Am Worlds draw. You'll remember Johnny Waite came on the show 2 weeks ago and he's doing a fundraiser with some pretty awesome prizes. Well, we're going to draw the winners of those tonight, so you want to tune in, especially if you've got an entry into those. We'll go over the latest update on power rankings and tipping and why I don't have an update on power rankings and tipping. And also, you want to have a chat about Juniors Month as well. We'll play some Distal, we'll do some Disc Golf Valley, and there's also a bunch of other little kind of sprinklings of news that we need to go through as well. But Arne, I heard that you met Brad Pitt today.
Morgan's
is
gonna
that
love
right?
this one.
Is
gonna love this one.
this correct?
Yes, I did. I've been telling every man and his dog about it as well. So yes, I did his porphyry with the local iwi up on Coronet Peak. We welcomed him and his production crew. They're here filming a movie. And yeah, this is one of the perks that my job gets me to. So unfortunately, couldn't take Morgan along with me. But yeah, we'll get there.
But you shook his hand,
had a
conversation,
agreed
to go for a beer. He's coming around to Garage later.
We had a barbecue on Saturday night at our house, and I invited him to our garage for beers on Saturday.
Okay, so if you want to meet Brad Pitt, go to Arne's garage on Saturday. Yeah. You'll find him there. So yeah. Excellent.
He didn't say no. He did not say no. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay, well, there we are. Well, that's good. Well, I'm going to start off because I need to take a mulligan, Arne, unfortunately. I need to correct myself on something that I said in a previous show, which was last week when I was talking about Levi. And we were talking about some of the stats and records that he's got. And I just wanted to correct myself. By saying that Simon beat Levi at New Zealand Open. So he has also beaten Levi since the start of 2024. Only the second person to have done so after Francis at Tucker Beach, I think it was. Was it Tucker Beach? Also want to say that we missed out. Mark Dakiev and Hemi have been 1,000 rated in the past. Now, Hemi's the highest rated Kiwi ever. At 10:32. Okay. Now, right. So your expression was interesting, right? Because I had probably the same expression when I heard it. Now, it was very early on in his career, and it seems to be a glitch in the PDGA site.
Absolutely
I don't know if Tom can actually bring up Hemi's PDGA page very quickly, and we can see this because this was news to me. It was something that I saw today.
He started off and just happened to throw a massive round. Or?
It wasn't even that. So like he started off with I think we can get it up on the screen now. So here it is. If Tom, if you go to ratings history, that's it there. You can see if you scroll all the way down, keep scrolling. There, April 2015. 10:32, 2 sanctioned rounds. But I think it's a glitch, right? Because those, I don't, you know,
it's used 2 rounds, right? So
that's right. Yeah, it's used 2 rounds. There were 2 rounds played in those New Zealand Championships, and obviously, with respect to Hemi, didn't shoot 10.35 in that tournament. So I mean, so this is Levi's new goal, right? This is Levi's new goal 100%. To become the highest rated Kiwi ever, and he's got only a little way more to go. But yes, did want to correct myself.
Can I be controversial here and just say it's just another representation of left-handers cheating in sports?
Left-handed, okay, yeah.
Just looking at Johnny in the background there, just having a wee dig, and you know.
Well, you might find, Arn, that your entries are taken out of the draw if you carry on that. If you carry on with that. But anyway, now let's go first through hot scores. Arn, you're up first. Take us through the south.
All right, let's head down south. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom to Queen's Park, where the caretaker gets it done there, Mr. Rob McNaughton. He's the fellow that looks after the course. He gets a 12 down there. Over to Chingford and Dunedin, we have Rod Griffiths and Jack. I'm assuming that's Jack Maffey with an 8 down. 9-hole course, well done. Brockville, we have this is the greatest tied pair in history. 7 down for the power couple of disc golf, Marie and Calvin Cummins. Over to the Queenstown Gardens, and it's Russell King, who's just come off a month of free time. And so he shoots a 12 down at the Gardens. Mundo McDisk is ever, he's just cementing his name there over at Lismore for 13 down. Jelly Park, Kelly Thompson shoots a 15 down. Warren Park, Sam Cole. Winner Sam Cole, I believe, as well. We'll talk about that later with the 13 down at Warren Park. Smallbone, KBG, 17 down at Smallbone. Man. Callum O'Donnell gets it done over at Queen's Park with a 5 down. Saxton Field, and it's Mr. Reese Wynne Jones, a member of the reserve, shout out. Neg 6. And then over to Brantford Park, where Ben Cooper holds it with a 14 down. Can we head over the water, please?
Certainly can. Starting in Berhampore, Ben Morrison hits an 11 under par around the black layout at Berhampore. That might be a course record, I'm not sure. Elijah hits 2 down at Hikoikoi. Andy Davey shoots 7 under up the valley at Harcourt Park. Johnny Wake, he's on the show later on, shoots 9 under par at Linklater. Andrew F., Brian Rawlins, Jason Mallion, and Extra Force all go around Maryland's at 3 under par. Taifi Kadatiana goes through Spa Park Black at 5 under par. Chris Chaos is 7 down through Henderson. Jackson Sullivan is also 7 down through Woodhill. And finally, Joey Parks rounds us out with a hot round at Rosedale with a 9 under par. So well done to them and anyone else who picked up a hot score this week. Now we had 2 tournaments played last weekend. The first one we're going to go to is was played down sort of your neck of the woods ish, which was a late summer's dream. This was played in Christchurch around Jelly Park. And so looking through MPO, Sam Cole takes out the win here on a playoff over Willie Tarasana and 1 shot over Duane Fisher. So well done to him. Dmitry Sabatov and Magnus Davidson finish 4th and 5th. In MA1, Kevin Carpenter shoots a 21 under par to take out the win here. Hayden Bonney in second with 17, and then a whole bunch of players on 9 under par in third. Andrew Inch edges out Kurt Graham, holds on to take out the MA40 division by 1 shot, 17 under par. Sarah Keane wins FA40 over Hadiata Neho. Gregor Brosnan wins commandingly in MA50 with 15 under par. Janine Frost wins in FA 50. Bailey Gardner takes the win in MA2 with 21 under par. Shout out to also producer Tom, who comes tied 7th. In FA2, Christina Orr shoots a plus 12 to win FA2, and Brian Hourigan takes out MA3 with a 3 under par. In MA4, Ashley Poi Poi hits 15 under par, 950 rated rounds.
Yeah.
Fetch the sand bucket. Ashley's on fire. It's maybe time to move up some divisions, I would suggest, Ashley, especially if that's your home course. But well done, nevertheless, beating out Matt Brown into 2nd place with 7 under. Petra Adams wins FA4. Noah Gardner wins MJ 15. So well done to all the divisional winners there in a late summer's dream around Jelly Park. Jelly Park was in the news this week because of a I don't know if you get this. Do you get the email that's like the UDisc
a whole bunch of information.
Release point. That's it. It's their newsletter. Anyway, they send it out every month. And in last month, so for the month of February, they produce all sorts of stats. And Jelly Park featured as the 10th most played course in the world in February of this year.
How good's that, right?
Had a lot of visitors into Christchurch. Playing nationals. I went to Jelly Park and played around there, but many other people will have done as well, all contributing to that. So good to see a New Zealand course make it onto the top 10.
2 months in a row, apparently, according to Ewan.
There we are. So some consistency there. Now,
it's one of those courses, right? Like, I really miss it because it's one of those courses that by yourself you can rock down there with a couple of discs and do a decent round of disc golf in under an hour. And it's easy. I never seem to make it easy, but it's easy enough that you can just rock around there an hour. You've had a good thing of disc golf, and then you can, pop back to work or pop back home because you told your wife you'd be home. That sort of stuff. So we do really need more of these in the country, I do think.
We were talking in the green room, and I was saying that if you picked Jelly Park up and put it into Wellington, into Palmy, into anywhere really, people would be delighted. It would be an instant hit. I mean, it doesn't really matter where it's played because it's such a nice course for people, right? And it does a really good job of catering to a vast array of players, right? So there'll be players out there who go, oh yeah, but it's all short and not very easy to get. In which case you go, okay, well, can you birdie part hole 7? Is it hole 7, the one with the river down the left hand side?
8.
Is that 8? Is it?
Yeah.
Hole 8. Can you birdie hole 8? Because then that becomes the challenge if you're a higher level player, right? And
hole
you're picking up.
For me, hole 15 for me is the one that goes along the gymnastics driveway, and it just gets narrower and narrower, and then there's OB all around the basket. That's the only one I haven't birdied. So on that one, but can I just point out though, like, everyone thinks, it's a great sort of casual course to go and play with some mates, and you can have some fun. And me and the disc daddies, we do this sort of tiddlywinks thing where we swap up bags and whatnot. But as a sanctioned tournament, a late summer's dream and a midsummer's dream from last year has sold out like fireworks. It's just gone straight away. So there's something to be said about the birdie race tournament. They're just fun, They are just fun to go and have a birdie race tournament. Yeah,
you want to feel like you can actually achieve, and actually get some things. And so I think that the Gardens does that pretty well. The Gardens has got lots of holes where you can kind of play like that. Wellington doesn't really. I mean, it doesn't. Wellington's really tough for that because you got Harcourt Park, which has got probably 3 or 4 holes that you really want to be getting. But after that, if you get a birdie outside of those 3 or 4 holes, you're feeling pretty good about yourself, right?
Yeah.
And it can be a tough little course. And put on the fact that Harcourt Park will absolutely smack you in the face if you do anything silly off the tee, and make it very, very difficult for you. Berrenport, I suppose, is a bit of a birdie race, but you've got lots of hills, and it's a lot more. What's the right phrase? It's a lot more on
you
the
have to
body.
Sweat for your birdies.
You know, you do. Yeah, you do. Right? Like physically sweat, not because they're necessarily tough shots, but because you just have to walk up a massive hill to get there. So yeah, more courses like Jelly Park, please. He says, a very easy way to say that, but there we go. The other event that took place over the weekend was the Tepohoi Breeze. Now, this was normally, well, I say normally, it's been held once before. Last time it was held, which was 2 years ago, or about 18 months ago, actually. It was blowing a gale, and it was very much the breeze. But this year, the weather was far calmer. And so the scores that came in were a lot more competitive, or at least lower. Anthony Rogers takes out the win in MPO by 3 shots over Ashton Clark and Josh Pratt, who tied in second. So well done to him.
Was that a come from behind as well? Was that a last rounder, or
it was a last rounder? So he was behind after the first 2 rounds, in front after the first. Sorry, let me get this right. So he was in 3rd place after round 2, 2 shots behind Josh, 1 shot behind Ashton, and then in the final round shoots a clean 9 under to take out the win. So well done to him.
It's tough. And one for the older folk as well. I mean, I haven't met Josh, but I have this picture in my head that he's a young buck.
Yes.
And Ashton, I mean, he's not he's sort of mid-20s-ish. So he's another young buck. And Anthony, I'm not trying to age you here, mate, but I feel like you're one of the crew.
He's eligible for Masters, I think is the way to
brilliant.
phrase.
Awesome.
So MA1, Ty Engelke takes out the overall with a 20 under par, shooting 962, 943, and 980 by 4 shots over Joel Simpson and Arthur Horn in tied for second. In MA40, Hayden Shaw wins by a single shot over Phil McLeod, and then Gary Jarvis and Ephraim Russell tied in 3rd. This was all over the place, this tournament. In MA40, this just went up and down.
What a division!
But it's stacked, isn't it? I mean, this division is stacked. So very well done to Hayden for pulling out the win here. There's really any one of the top 10 there could have taken this out. So well done to him for holding on. In FA40, Kath Headley takes out the win here over Debbie Mills, and in MA2, Kieran Martin wins by 3 strokes over James Dean, and Matthew Stow tied in second place. Some strong rated rounds there for Kieran. In MA3, Zach Kurd takes out the win with a 932 rated first round. In FA3, Jenny Joint wins by 7 shots over Eileen Doricott. Some tournaments being played now. We've actually got a week off now.
Yes.
So there are no tournaments this weekend, but there are some the weekend after. We've got Paradise coming up the weekend after.
The Paradise Plates.
Now, before we look ahead, I want to talk a little bit about power rankings and tipping for Paradise as well, but we'll get to that in a bit. There's someone who we know very well who is hoping to play at Am Worlds in I think it's August of this year, and he came on the show 2 weeks ago. So if you haven't watched that show after this show, go back and watch it. and we have an interview with Johnny Wake, who is looking to go to Am Worlds in August, and he's running a fundraiser. So we're going to bring him on now and do a draw and see who our winner is. So good evening, Johnny. How are you?
Not too bad.
Did you hear what Matt said about left-handers before?
I heard that. Yeah, that's shocking.
So you started this this fundraiser a couple of weeks ago to get you across to Amateur Worlds in August. Talk us through what the tournament is, where it is, and what you're looking to do and to get out of it, and then talk us through the prizes that you had available and on offer and that we're going to be drawing for in a minute.
Yes, sweet. So yeah, Am Worlds is in Columbia, Missouri, in mid-August. I think it's the 16th to the 20-something. It's just over a week long. So yeah, it's only MA1 and FA1. And I don't know how many people. It's in the hundreds of entries. So yeah, hoping to get a little invite in the PDGA inbox at some point in the near future, and then make the trip over stateside.
Excellent. Now it's going to cost a little bit of money, so you put out a call for to try and do some fundraising. You're going to be waving the New Zealand flag over there whilst you're over there. What's the support been like? What prizes are up for grabs? Talk us through a little bit of that.
Yeah, the support has been huge. Firstly, just thank you to everyone who's reached out and brought a ticket, brought an entry, said good luck, everything like that. And personally, very big thank you to those people, Hayden from Dish Shop and a few of the others who wish to remain anonymous, who have made this raffle possible. Very generous donations of some very cool prizes, and excited to give them away. We've got a Zuka cart, a grip bag, TDU shoes, and some mystery discs.
Excellent. So let's bring the wheel up onto the screen now. So that all of these entries, look, this is incredible. You're still on the audio, Johnny. I know you've disappeared from the screen, but you're still on the audio.
Not beautiful.
So yeah, I mean, what's going first? What are we drawing first?
We'll go top down. Start off with the big one,
the Zuka carts first,
and,
right? Yeah, and then so here we go.
Now wait.
Okay.
What? No, okay. You come to it.
Straight into it.
Okay. Who's going to take it out? Who's the name?
Chucky's already got one. He doesn't need one. He doesn't need one.
Chucky Norris, congratulations! You've won a Zuka cart. So, Johnny, how's this going to work? What does Chucky need to do?
We'll touch base. I've got everyone's details. Everyone's messaged me to buy a ticket, so I'll touch base with them, and we'll organise shipping, see what the stock levels are like with Hayden. He'll confirm what make and model we'll get, and we'll get that down to you.
Now, can Chucky win the next prize?
Yes, so one prize only, no matter how many entrants you had. So Chucky will be out of the 3 remaining. We thought we'd start with the Zuka and go down 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. So what's next? What are we drawing next?
We have a grip bag.
A grip bag. All right. Excellent. Okay. So here we go. We're going to spin the wheel again.
Go for it.
There's so many names on here.
Oh, I will look on that.
It's Arthur Horn.
Oh, Arthur NZDG. How good.
He's Palmy.
He is Palmy based. He'll be well soaked.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, Arthur. He's a funny guy. So I'm glad he's taking away something. What's next?
We have TDU shoes, and we'll try and get the right size for whoever wins. I'll touch base with you, and we'll figure something out if we don't have the right size available for you.
All right, so here we go. Fingers crossed, everyone. The wheel spin is on. Where's it going to land? It's going to land on Coben.
Oh, Coben, another NZDG boy.
Is he Palmy as well?
Yeah, I played social with him tonight. How good.
Excellent. Excellent. Well done to Coben. And finally, you got a mystery box of discs or something similar that.
Yes, yeah, and we've had a few donations as well. So we've got some cool discs to give away, and I'll look at my personal collection. I've got a few goodies on the shelf. I'll figure out who wins what and what they're into, and we'll suss out a little care package for them full of discs.
So this one could be quite a good one as well. So here we go. Spin that wheel again.
Absolutely.
Where is it gonna go? Green. Jimmy Hislop.
Jimmy Hislop. No way.
Jimmy Hislop. So congratulations to our 4 winners. You got Chucky Norris, you got Arthur Horn, you've got Coben, Mackay, and Jimmy Hislop are the 4 winners. So congratulations to you guys. Johnny, you're going to get in contact with them and to sort out all of the bits and pieces and what people need to do, right?
Absolutely. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. And yes, thank you to everyone for your support. And yeah, stay tuned. We're hopefully working with Casey from Disco Fever to come up with some cool stamp discs. And we've got plenty of more fundraising opportunities to get them behind. So I'll keep you all up to date.
Excellent. Excellent. Please do. Please do. And we'll speak to you again before you head over to the States as well. If you'd be so kind, and yeah, just to preview before your event, so that's good. Johnny, thank you so much for coming on. Well done to the winners. Johnny will be in contact.
Thank you very much, team.
Good stuff.
Lovely stuff. There we go. Some happy people on.
Yeah, some unhappy people, you know. But
surely not. Absolutely. Right now, Arn, you've got an announcement to make, but before we get to that, I just wanted to have a quick, just wanted to clarify for people something quickly on tipping. The first season of tipping is in progress. We've got a month left, so I think the Seafarer is the last event in the season 1 calendar. Now, I haven't been able to, as yet, process the results for Tipohoy. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow morning. The PGA report needs to be submitted, and so now that's done, I can run the stats over the Tipohoy, and that also affects power rankings. So power rankings will also be updated tomorrow morning. So make sure that you check sweetchainlive.com if you want to see if your bets did any good. Also tomorrow morning we'll be putting out the odds for Paradise plates as well, so you'll be able to check out and place your bets. There's only about 4 events left, I think 4 or 5 events, and if you want to overtake, I think Steve Lawson is in the lead at the moment. He's got quite a commanding lead. I think, yeah, he has. So we'll see. It's still not over. That lead can easily be assailed if someone
Steve's too steady. Steve is just backs the favourites, you know.
Well, this is it. So a non-favourite needs to win, and someone needs to pick them and bet the farm. So yeah, we shall see. Maybe we'll see in the last sort of events of the competition. We'll see some slightly more aggressive bets being put on. We shall have to see. In terms of the events that are still to come, the Seafarer and Makaripi are the last 2 events. So there's 4 events left: Paradise, Queenstown, Seafarer, and Makaripi. And so you've got plenty of opportunity to get in your final bets before then, and to overtake. And you should also, if you're sat there going, but I haven't got any money, check your notifications, because everybody got a stipend of $500 on over the weekend, so you'll have at least 500 to play with. So make sure you go and check that. And if someone Queenstown Classic upset incoming, says Morgan, well, if you can pick the upset, and remember, you can place your tip on any division. Doesn't have to be MPO or MA40. You can place it on any division.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Arn, you've got a few things that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. So it's actually pretty timely with Johnny's draw and announcement. We obviously look. This is what I want to talk about. Like, how good is it when we're in the middle of the sort of disc golf off season in New Zealand? There's a few tournaments that run during the winter, but there's not many, right? How good is it to jump on PDGA and follow some Kiwis, right? Kiwi. Oh man, I made my own mistake. Look at that. So I really encourage people to support Johnny and his fundraising effort. But we are going to have some other Kiwis, Kiwi playing in the Pro World Championships as well, which is really exciting. Yeah, really exciting. So Francis Orange for MPO and Michelle Simpson for FPO are going to be heading over to Finland at the end of July, start of August.
Of course, it's Finland.
Yeah, to Finland, yeah. So,
wow.
And I mean, they're obviously going to need some help to get over there from the disc golf community. And this is my sort of rally call to our community that we need to get in behind, not just their efforts, but Johnny's efforts and all of the fundraising efforts to get over there. But I think it's a pretty big deal having two Kiwi at Pro Worlds. You know, someone to follow on. You know, that I can follow along with, Kristen, and someone that I can follow along with the other MPO as well. So really stoked.
So how's this come about? Because you don't just qualify for Pro Worlds, right? You've got to do something, right?
So
you don't just qualify.
I do believe that when the sort of priority entry comes out, that Levi probably would qualify. I think he's high rated enough to get that invite.
I think he is,
and so what happened is this is the first time that the world champs have been outside of the States. And if we're really honest with ourselves, the world champs in the States usually get filled with Americans, right? However, it's a long way to go for those sort of 980 and below, or around that 980 mark American player. So I don't think they're expecting as big a enrollment from the States. And so what the PDGA have done is they've offered the top 30 countries in the world a spot for MPO and a spot for FPO. So they said, look, we want your highest rated players. So we went to Levi, and I'm pretty sure he's on a full scholarship. So he's really in study mode. So he declined after thinking about it for a day. And I do have to put my hand up and say that I made a mistake here. When I was in full belief that the second highest rated player in the country was Francis, as in the MPO players, and I went to Francis and I offered it to him, and he thought about it and he accepted. However, the last ratings update saw that he is not the second highest rated player in the country, and I made a mistake. And so the second highest rated is actually Simon Feasy, who's 997 rated. And so it's just because I don't normally associate Simon with MPO, so I don't often check his rating. But he got a 12-point bump in the last rating, which put him up above Francis. And so I have apologised to Simon, and Simon has, he has said, look, I'd rather Francis be there anyway, but he's going to try and qualify through his own merits anyway. So we'll try and when that comes, we'll be calling the rallying call to help him get over as well. So we have a good contingent of really high-rated Kiwis flying the flag for New Zealand, which we're really, really excited about. So those of you that know Francis in particular, you'll know that he's not the most outspoken guy in the world, and he says about himself that he's not the sort of guy that's going to go out and really push people for fundraising and things like that. So we're going to help him out, and we're going to help Michelle out by sharing socials and coming up with some fundraising prizes and maybe run a tournament or two to help get them there. So,
Fantastic.
yeah, I think if anyone that has met Francis, and I'm looking at the Disc Golf Dunedin crew and everyone around the South Island and Michelle, I keep forgetting that she's Christchurch based now. We're just got to get them behind them because I'm really looking forward to having them over there. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a great advert for New Zealand disc golf as well, and especially with being in Europe as well, right? So you're getting a different audience to the Americans that you might otherwise get. So no, that's fantastic, and it's great that the PGA are offering these places out, and that we're able to pick two very solid competitors who will be competitive in those events. So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing how they go. So congratulations to Francis and to Michelle. Looking forward to seeing how that goes. And I particularly over that period of time in sort of end of July, August, it's going to be a good time of year to watch some disc golf when there may not be much going on in and around New Zealand, because obviously the weather's normally pretty crap in August. So
definitely awesome,
superb. Now you have Junior Worlds, not Junior Worlds, Juniors Month coming up. Do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, so this is, I've got to give all credit here to Ewan. This is Ewan's idea. And this came about from a conversation that we had that, we have some rock star junior disc golf programs, Kelvin down in Dunedin and Matt in Christchurch and the Rising Stars Open and all that sort of stuff. So we have a huge number of kids that play disc golf, but then when Nationals comes around, there's obviously a number of reasons as to why they don't play, but we don't see as many, and so
very few actually. I mean, there were probably a handful.
Yeah,
if
and there might be, that's cost to get to the tournament, and
there's reasons.
You look at the Rance family, the whole bloody family's going, so it's all good because that's your family vacation. Dad's playing. I think Mum's the only one that doesn't play, so it makes sense for them, but maybe not for some others. And then it comes down to course selection and whatnot. So Ewan had this idea after the Women's Global event that said, would it be awesome if we could have a national champs where kids play in their own backyard, and we use that format to calculate who the national champ is. And so he reached out to the PDGA. The PDGA absolutely love it as an idea, but they just want to sort of trial it to start off with. We're not going to put the national championships for juniors on this yet. We're just trying to give some options so that that if you are competing in a tournament, you're competing against a whole bunch of other people. So there's obviously formulas and algorithms that go along with that. So really pleased to announce that Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, Wanaka and Dunedin have come on board to run a tournament. We have given them sort of the whole month of pretty much April to run it. And so all of the schools, so they'll run their own sort of divisions and they'll have to have propagators and all that sort of stuff in it. But they'll have their scores and we'll put it on a national leaderboard and award some trophies and whatnot. But we've been from NZDG have gone out to the PDGA and got some funding through the Marco Polo program. We're going to match the PDGA's amount, and then massive shout out to RPM and I forget Brian's last name, but Brian, we were connected with Brian from the Method through Simon, and he's actually put in $2,000 to support as well. So we're going to be able to get a whole bunch of discs, custom stamped Juniors Week discs into the hands of young Kiwi children. They're all going to play sanctioned disc golf.
Lightweight.
Lightweight, some lightweight stuff for the younger ones, but remembering juniors goes all the way up to 18. Now, the way that it works for all the clubs is all the clubs are basically deciding what they are offering. Okay, so we're not telling the clubs to run every junior division. we're saying you decide what you want to do it because you're the ones that have to put it on. What we have said is if you're shortening layouts or putting in a new course, you need to have propagators playing the tournament as well. So,
and so this is where non-juniors or people who don't have any connection to juniors can get involved and can support by playing in the event. You'll have to pay the entry fee, but play in the event and propagate the course, right? So that it's available for so the scores that come through, and the more people who propagate, the more accurate the
So we've been pretty loose on the expectations. We do encourage. We've said exactly that. The more propagators, the better. However, we want to make sure that the juniors remain the focus of this tournament.
Yeah, of course.
And so the clubs are deciding whether they're putting an entry fee, but we're sort of suggested that no more than $10. Whether they're going to offer lunch, whether they're going to offer drinks or prizes or whatnot, but we are making sure that they have a bunch of NZDG Juniors Week custom stamp discs.
Fantastic.
So so it's just one props goes to Ewan because it's all his idea, but it wouldn't be what it is without the juniors programs. And I do want to shout out clubs like Topol, where they run a massive tournament already for juniors, and so they're not involved in this, but I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that because they've got their juniors well covered with sanctioned disc golf, and they're in the middle of the bloody North Island. They can go up to Auckland or go down to Wellington, So Taupo have had a massive summer of disc golf, so I have no problem with them not being a part of this. We didn't give these clubs much notice, to be honest. So props to the clubs that have, and it's going to be awesome. We're really looking forward to see what happens, and the PDG are keeping a close eye on it because this is a really key way in which we really think we can make the junior disc golf absolutely explode in New Zealand and Australia. So really excited.
Fantastic. So if you are in any of those centres and you want to get involved in helping to run those tournaments, if you're available to be a spotter or to help with pack up and pack down and whatever it is, or caddy or whatever, during those times, then make sure you keep an eye out on the old socials and club event pages and emails, and they'll have all the details available for you as to how to get involved. So yeah, that's great. Looking forward to it. There's a Wellington one. I got the email and obviously was tagged in the Wellington one because my daughter is she'll be 5 in April. Oh, she'll be 5 at the end of this month. Sorry, but I think she's a little bit too young right now because she can't quite make it round 9 holes at Hikoikoi without getting bored, tired and stuff. So maybe in a year or two she'll be all right.
The clubs
she's got a mean forehand though. She enjoys it.
It's worth reaching out to the clubs because this was the exact thing that the clubs brought up to us, is that even 9 holes is pretty difficult. So we do need, I think, 13 holes in order for a rating for it sanctioned.
Yeah.
But what it doesn't say is that those 13 holes need to be played continuously. And so what we can do is potentially run a tournament, and I'm not
play
saying
6,
that any of the clubs play
have
6,
lunch, play 5,
so there's ways around it. So it's definitely worth reaching out to the club.
I don't think there's a minimum distance, so you can modify the course to be super short, right? So it doesn't become like so laborious for
100%.
young kids. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7, 8 year olds. Who aren't world champions to be able to play those courses and feel like they're making progress and that they're
100%. I mean, shout out to Sarah as well, because Paul and Sarah, they're really supportive of the concept, and they're gonna hopefully get they're fine, I think, before they head off to Junior Worlds. So hopefully they'll play the Christchurch event. And can I just point out though, Sarah, right? So Roxburgh Open a few weeks ago, hole 1's like 340 odd meters, right? Most of us were doing it when I say us, I'm sort of saying the MA40 crew, the MA2 crew. You know, a 6 or a 7's a really good score. Like we're bomb, and sink our first part. Sarah got 6s on that hole. Yeah, she was a bogey, a 340-meter hole, and she's bogeying it.
Yeah, that's probably getting strokes on a lot of people as well. So
yeah, exactly. Well, she beat me in both rounds, so
yeah,
we all know how good at disc golf I am. So yeah,
excellent. Right. Okay, I think that more or less does it. Just for one last thing that I want to talk about for next week's show, that's quite exciting. So, but before we get to that, let's play some disc duel, shall we? Let's see if we can embarrass ourselves with our disc knowledge. Arne, as the guest, would you like to pick and go first?
Yep, I would like to go a Zeus. Zeus.
Oh, Zeus.
Zeus.
Zeus. I have a Zeus. Do I have it here?
Yep.
I have a Zeus. It's a new Zeus as well. Actually, this is a never been thrown Zeus. There you are. This is out of my wife's bag. She needs to christen that one.
So it is.
So where are we? Where are we?
Slower than a 12-speed.
Much slower, but more fade than 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 fade. Are we saying?
Yeah, 4. Maybe
I don't think there's any 5 fades. So 4 fade. Zone OS.
Zone OS. Oh, it's not a Discraft.
Oh, it's not a Discraft. Okay, so it's not a Zone OS. So let's go with something else that's very, very overstable then. It's got to be an 04 or it'd be an 04 because even the turn is lower, right? So, what's that one that's from Discmania that's silly, that's like all jaggedy on the edge? A Splice?
Oh, no, the Full Tilt. Full Tilt's 06 fade, but
okay. Oh, okay. All right. Try Tilt. No. Okay. What about
Tilt?
Tilt isn't there.
Splice is 04, I think.
It might not be slow enough to get us down below the. Oh, I tell you what.
I know
We're
exactly
not too
what
far
this.
away.
Yeah, this is an MD5, I think.
MD5 is a lot slower than a 9.
Yeah, an MD5.
Oh. What's the tour series of an MD5?
Oh, come on, Craig Larkin. Surely Sam's got one.
Come on then, some Discmania players. There's some in the chat. There's got to be some in the chat. What's an MD5? Who throws an MD5?
Well, Kyle Klein throws an MD5, but
what's the Kyle? Oh, I don't know what it's called. It's not a no. It's a I don't know Discmania players.
Yeah, it's.
But MD5 is the correct disc. But what's the name of the thing? Come on, chat.
Come on, chat. Surely.
Mutant? No.
Mutant 04.
But that. So I think we're right with MD. Try Mutant because it does sound right that it's a speed 5. A horrible looking disc.
Yeah.
Hey, there it is. It's a Mutant.
A Mutant.
So well done, Brett Carlisle. It's a pretty ugly disc actually. It's almost up there with the K word as being pretty disgusting to look at. So yeah, it does come a distant second. I would argue
a distant second. Yet for you, it's a wall hanger.
It's only a wall hanger because it's likely to be the only disc ever that has my face on it. I don't suspect that I'll ever be lucky enough to get a disc with my face on it in the future. So, anyway, let's have a look at the results of Disc Golf Valley that's been going along whilst we've been on air. Austin with a 4 down, Arne 5 down. Yeah. Is Arne taking out the win? No, he's not. Bailey was 5 and Brett Carlisle with 6 under par. Well done, Brett, for taking out the win.
Did you see Brett's announcement this week?
I did actually. Yes. Yeah. He's been picked up by
Rare Air Discs.
Rare Air Discs. Now, have you been onto their website?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
does look really good, actually.
Yeah,
If you're, they kind of specialize in like really hard to get discs.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, if you want to, if you're looking for something that's a little bit special or a little bit different, then head over to, well, first up, hit up Brett and see if he's got a discount code for you, because I think he does. He may even be good enough to put it into the chat. And head over there, because they've got some pretty cool stuff on there. They've got a Sexton Firebird 2015 brand new on their site. If you want to buy it, it's over $1,000 US dollars. So, but you know, if you're struggling to get hold of one and you don't want to play the whole waffle game and all the rest of it, then you know, it's waiting there for you.
I'll tell you what, if you're a collector of discs, I've got a cheat for you. Okay, in New Zealand,
what is it?
What you do is you go to Nelson and you find Tom Strawbridge's house, find his car, you disconnect something so that he needs to take it into the shop, because the last time he needed work on his car, I absolutely robbed him for discs. And I've got a set of very nice pigs that I got courtesy of a bargain because he needed some money to work on his truck, I think. So that's my hack for you. Go to Brett's house, play with his car, and
not the Audi. Anyway, let's get on with it. First up, I'd like to say a huge thank you to before we leave, our Patreons who do enormous stuff for the show and really help it out. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, and thank you all to yourselves for tuning in tonight. Please remember to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and maybe even share it with your friends, and work us through the algorithm. We're getting there with our subscribers. 500 is going to be a huge giveaway, massive giveaway at 500 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button below and get involved. Next week on the show, we'll be going through the UDisc stats for courses.
Cool.
Okay, so this is where we break down all of the course stats for 2024 from across the country. We'll be announcing who the top 20 are, which will form our new hot scores from next week, and also be going through any changes that we're seeing in the number of rounds that are being played, or the number of unique players, and the spread around the country, and the diversification due to increased number of courses. Is the number of people who are playing increasing, or is it just being spread out more? We don't know. How is the trends going over the last few years? We've done this for a few years now, so we've actually got some data points with which to do. So yes, the digital development team at Sweet Chain Live, and I say that very carefully because the name has changed. It's no longer the data analytics team. It's now the digital development team, because
did you have a restructure? Or
we had a restructure here, and because the data analytics team, they felt that the name of their team was too narrow and didn't properly reflect the broader range of
enormity of the work. The
enormity of the work they do, because it's not just data analytics that they do now.
Yes.
It's website design, it's other digital assets as well. So the digital development team is what we landed on. So they're going to be working hard to get us the stats for UDisc for next week.
Nice.
So yeah, that's about it for us for this week. No tournaments this weekend, so you can take a break from PDGA Live for this weekend if that's not your normal thing. As what I normally do on a Saturday is load it up on my phone, so it's always there, or if I need to check in throughout the day. But I won't be doing that this weekend. So, but yeah. But anyway, hopefully you'll get out and play some disc golf this weekend. Very best of luck to anybody playing, and wherever you're playing disc golf. Take it easy, play well, get some birdies, and we'll see you next week.